Hey guys, welcome back to my channel FoodishBeauty. If you're new, my name is TJ and I upload weekly beauty and lifestyle videos. So if you love the sound of that, then please make sure you click that subscribe button and you would absolutely make my day. And also please don't forget to click the little grey bell in the corner so you don't miss a future video from me. Now today I have a quick review video of the new Colourpop Pressed Eyeshadows. I will also have a giveaway at the end of the video. I will be showing you arm swatches done on my bare arm without primer. I will also be showing you how they performed on my eyes on top of an eyeshadow primer. Now, if you're new to my channel, you probably aren't very familiar with my Colourpop obsession, so I will leave a link of all of my Colourpop playlists video in the information bar just right here, so you can go ahead and have a look at those videos. Now, onto the pressed shadows. Colourpop released their brand new pressed powder eyeshadows last month. The initial release had 28 single eyeshadows altogether, 8 of which are arranged into these 2 ready-made palettes which you can buy, but these 8 shades you can also buy them individually as well. Now, as of now, Colourpop is already releasing an additional new 10 single eyeshadow shades, so rest assured I will be making future videos on these pressed eyeshadows as well. So without further delay, let's have a look at what I actually got from the initial launch of these pressed shadows. From the original 20 single eyeshadow pans, I purchased 9 of them, and I have since then arranged them neatly into this Makeup Forever Z palette, which I'm very happy about. I also purchased both of the ready-made eyeshadow palettes, High Maintenance and Low Key. I will be giving away one of these brand new palettes to one of my subscribers, so please make sure you read all of the things you need to do in the description box, or stay tuned until the very end of the video. I will tell you all about it and how you can win one of these. Moving on to swatches, I think we're going to start with the single shades first, and the first one I have here is Hear Me Out. This is a beautiful matte white peach shade. It is what I'm using under my brow bone to highlight my brow bone. So far, I do find it white and kind of light enough for my skin tone. Just for reference, I am NC15 in MAC foundation terms, but I don't find it quite pigmented enough to kind of really lift my brow bones. Nevertheless, I do think this will be a great matte highlighting shade, especially if you have more of a medium skin tone. Next we have Make to Last. This is another matte eyeshadow, which is a neutral mauve shade. I can see this being a beautiful mauvey transition shade. Another matte shade now, this one is called Wait For It, and it's one of my favourites from the bunch. It is super pigmented, it's a beautiful matte hot peach and very on trend for the spring and summer season. Another super on trend shade now, this one is called Come and Get It. It is a beautiful pinky peach with a gold shift. So it's a shimmery duochrome shadow, and I can see this being the perfect dupe for that beautiful pinky shade in the Kylie Peach palette. And I'm using this shade paired up with another lighter shimmery shade on the inner corners of my eyes, and it has a very great brightening effect. I also bought this shade called Making Moves. It is a stunning hot coral, and it is yet another highly pigmented and well-performing matte shade. Next, I bought Silver Lining, and this is a really great matte dusty purple. Purple eyeshadows are notoriously hard to formulate, and this one is super creamy and very pigmented. Onto some more metallic shades now. The first one I have is Goody Two Shoes. This is a really beautiful shimmery metallic gunmetal grey. It is what I'm wearing in the centre of my eyelids, mobile lids, and I just used a flat eyeshadow brush and spritzed it with some makeup mist, and it really pops. It is very reflective and it has a beautiful silver flip. Another single metallic shade I picked up is called Backseat. This is a really stunning kind of deepened metallic blue. I took this shade on a pencil brush and just ran it all the way along my lower lash line, and it really impressed me with pigmentation and how beautiful this shade is. The final single eyeshadow shade I picked up was this one. It's called Piece of Cake. This was described as a matte dusty indigo on the Colourpop website, but for me it looks very much like a matte peacock blue in the pan, which is why it is slightly disappointing, because it's not as pigmented as it appears in the pan when it is swatched. And when used with the brush, this one is particularly light in color. Out of all of the matte shades, this one is definitely a slight disappointment for me. Onto the ready-made palettes now. The first one I have here is called Low-Key. You have 3 matte shades in here and a metallic kind of champagne shade. With all of the pressed eyeshadows from Colourpop, if you buy 4 of them, you will get one of these kind of empty palettes with your 4 eyeshadows. I just preferred putting them in a Z palette because it takes way less room. So starting with the first shade, we have Take It Slow. This is a beautiful metallic champagne shade, a warm champagne shade rather, and this is the shade I mixed with Come and Get It to dab on the inner corners of my eye, so it has much more of a brightening effect. Moving along, we have IOU. This is a matte mid-tone orange, and this is the first shade I laid down in my transition area. It went on really pigmented and very easily blended as well. Next along, we have another matte shade called Running Late. This is a beautiful matte creamy orange shade, really easy for kind of blend out your transitioning shade, a buffing shade so to speak, especially if you have light to medium skin tone. And this is what I used on a fluffy brush to diffuse and buff out my transitioning shades. Last in the palette is another matte shade. It is called Crisscross, and it's a brick orange, almost terracotta shade. I use this to kind of really deepen and darken my transitioning shade, and it gives a beautiful warmth to the entire crease and socket area. It is again super pigmented and very easy to blend. Last but not least, I have the High Maintenance palette right here, and this is a beautiful, very on-trend cranberry palette with 2 shimmery eyeshadows and 2 matte eyeshadows. I will be giving away one of these brand new High Maintenance palette, so please make sure you read everything you need to do in the description box in order to win one of these. Onto the actual palette, the first shade we have is called Just in Time. This is a soft satin gold, which I should imagine would be really great for a wash of colour on a day-to-day basis. Next to that is another shimmery shade called High Strong, and this is a metallic dusty rose. This shade is super creamy, very pigmented and very reflective. I used just a tiny dab of it in the centre of my lower lash line, and it gives a really beautiful rosy reflective effect. Following that, we have a matte shade called Get Out. This is a matte mid-tone cranberry with a creamy finish. Again, it is super pigmented and very easy to use. Last but not least, we have Cute Alert. This is a matte deep burgundy. This is the shade that I took a pencil brush to deepen the outer and inner corner of my eyes, so to create that halo look. It is true to the pan, so I do think it's a very well performing shade. Now that's all the swatches taken care of. I hope seeing these being swatched on my arm as well as being used with different brushes on my actual eyelids will give you a really good idea of how these shades perform. In conclusion, there are some pros and cons to these pressed Colourpop eyeshadows. So I'll start with the pros. They are very great value for money compared to existing single shadow makeup brands such as MAC, Makeup Geek and Anastasia Beverly Hills. These are actually very reasonably priced. They are super pigmented, very creamy, easy to use and very easy to blend, as you could see. A lot of these shades are actually vegan, so if you read the ingredients and make sure they're vegan, you will be buying cruelty-free as well as vegan eyeshadows. In my case, I'm not allergic to vegan eyeshadows, which is a win-win. And the last pro point, with them being from Colourpop, you can be rest assured that they will be coming out with brand new on-trend shades very consistently and regularly. On to the minus con points now, and I could realistically only think of one. They do seem to kick up quite a bit of powder, especially the matte shadows in the pan, purely because these shadows are so soft and creamy. So you do kind of just need to dust your brushes on the side of the palette a little bit so you don't end up with too much fallout on your base makeup. Now let's talk about the giveaway. This is what I will be giving away, the high maintenance palette. You will be given a brand new one, of course. And all you need to do to win this palette is, first of all, be a subscriber of this channel, needless to say. Give this video a like, and also please follow me on Instagram. Now, once you follow me on Instagram, which is at FoodishBeauty, you need to come back to this video and just leave me a comment to let me know your Instagram handle. The giveaway is open internationally, and the winner will be chosen randomly on the 1st of March, and you will be contacted through your Instagram direct message. So please make sure that your Instagram account is public so I can message you. So that concludes my review and swatch video for the Colourpop Pressed Eyeshadows. I hope you really enjoyed this video and found it helpful, especially if you're thinking about purchasing some of these eyeshadows. Once again, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, please don't forget to find me on all other social media platforms under the name FoodishBeauty, so we can chat a little further about beauty, travel, fashion and food. So until next time, take care my friends. Bye!